This is the Myla Sweet Podcast, where you'll learn to get unstuck. Start now. Conquer life's challenges by learning to do difficult. Find quick and clever ways to overcome. Wait, did you think life was going to be easy? Remember, all of your excuses are now dead to me. Let's get started. Guess what time it is? It's time for you to hit the subscribe button and find just 1% that you think will benefit from this. But if you're feeling a little like generous, right? Or you're super free with your time right now, probably doing nothing because you're listening to this. Well, maybe if you're doing something, actually just make yourself free right now. Hit subscribe. What are you waiting for? Hit it. Come on. Hit subscribe. And I feel like you were very much so a friend to me when I needed to change. I don't want to go into the nitty gritty, but I want to talk about the strength of your personality, about how that is a super strength, and how sometimes people pleasers or people who are peacemakers get this, like you're soft and you can't do.
No
I'm
problem.
just sorry. These are not things that I associate with you, but they think you're weak and stuff. But I think that you being there for me for a long time when I needed to change, and I was not aware of what I needed to change, and you were gently nudging me, and you were very patient with me. Like, why do you view that, or why is that a super strength, and why stay? Because honestly, I probably would have left a long time ago. Like, dude, get it together.
Like, I can't take any credit for, I guess, my long suffering, if you will. It's a fruit of the spirit. So that's God's spirit. You know, I can't take any credit for that. I guess I perhaps, like, my personality makes it easier for me to operate in it than others. But I don't take any credit for it. I think certain people are worth you letting them, you know, find their path. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a beat you over the head with anything type of person, but I am going to give you the grace to see where you're going, to see like how maybe this isn't, you know what I mean? Like maybe I could be like more heavy-handed, but like it's just not in my style. Like I feel like people retain the lessons best when they themselves, you know what I mean, like have that discovery, have that revelation, have that, you know what I mean, like instance where it's like, oh, okay, this is messed up, I should do this differently. You know, when they themselves come to that crossroads, like it's more, you know, permanent, the change, than if I just say, hey, you doing this wrong, do this differently.
So how would someone determine that the person's worth it? I think my standard, or I don't know, I think my meter is broken because I don't know. I'm fascinated that you did. At first, I'm very grateful, but fascinated, and just hearing about it, because it's not, I don't know, I don't process things that way. I'm just like, oh, well, seems like you want to go a different way. I'll let you fly over here. I'm going to go over there, and we probably will never see each other. That's how, and I'm okay with that. And if you're like, hey, I'm going to troll you because of that, I'm like, cool. Unless, right, you know, it depends on how the trolling happens. But for the most part, you know, after a day or two, I'm like, oh, well, So, you know, how would someone determine what's worth fighting for and what's worth letting go?
I tweeted a thing and I said, you know, sometimes, like, people will cause us harm, but it's not because they're bad people, it's because they're broken. Because broken things can sometimes hurt you, like, even though they don't mean to. You know, like, you break a glass, you know, like, it's sharp. These shards are sharp, you know what I mean? They don't intend to hurt you, but they do. They can, you know? And so, like, I think, like, those people are most of the time the people that we encounter, the people that, you know, are closest to us, that may do us harm but don't mean to. And there are other people whose sole purpose is to cause harm to us. And I think we have to recognize the difference in that. And like, I saw that you were the former person, you know what I mean? The person that was maybe just a little broken, you know what I mean? And had to figure some things out, but didn't mean to cause harm to me. And so you just had to figure some stuff out, and that's okay. You know, and I gave you grace to do that. So I think if you see like which lane that person falls on, the person who's trying to hurt you, or the person who just maybe, you know, a little broken and needs a little time, you know, that's how you know if the person is worth, you know, giving grace to change to, I guess.
Yeah, so let's go back for 1 second. I'm gonna make
Sure.
you super uncomfortable since you just said you found your voice, so I'm gonna make you use it. So when you say broken and they didn't intend to hurt, is there any hurt that I caused you? Because this would be a new discovery for you. Tell me.
Here we go.
Here we Don't get out of it.
Like,
say it.
I mean, okay. So like, I think like you're like, for lack of better terminology, since we're being honey, a little sharp, you know, a little sharp. And you know, okay. Like I would know that maybe you weren't trying to be, you know, like hurtful or mean necessarily, you know, but like it would be like, that stings, you know. So
do you remember
like,
anything
I'm trying
in particular?
to recall like specific instances.
Oh, maybe you
I think
actually
that's what
forgave me.
happened.
It's okay. It's getting really uncomfortable
like,
for me.
You know what? It's okay. You know? So I didn't harbor any ill will towards you. You know? So I didn't record of your wrongdoings. I'm sorry.
Well, I appreciate that. And I'm sorry. Like, first, I think I would have thought more about it if I had known you were quiet because you were finding your voice. I think, like I said, I assumed you were like me, so that if I was sharp, that you would tell me, hey, that's sharp. Like, don't do that. And I was not thinking that way. Also, I think when you're in a place where you're kind of stuck, you're trying to ask for help, but you don't know the right words. So it's like, I'm asking for help, but no one sees. I feel like sometimes people see me as someone that's always strong, so when I'm asking for help, they just assume, oh, you got it. It's almost like I'm not trying to make myself sound really good, whatever, but since it is my podcast, just go with me here. Like, if The Rock had a flat tire, you would not assume he needs AAA. You could carry the car, you guys will make it home, you're good. He could really be having a super terrible day. But we might not assume, like, oh, he has a flat tire, he's on the side of the road, we should see if he's okay. I have a spare. They just assume, oh, you're The Rock, you're good. And I think that sometimes has always been how I've been placed. Is no matter what my stance is, I don't show weakness the same way. I am weak at times. I'm weak a lot of the time. But it always looks like it's from a position of strength if you just judged it. If you didn't do any investigating, you're like, oh, she's good. Oh, that's just her. Versus saying, wait, is that her way of crying for help? Because every time someone says they need help, it sounds very different. So I think that's, part of it. But I'm glad that we could talk about it. If you are, you're going to talk to the people that are like you right now, that have friends that maybe they're hoping pull through. They're having people in their life that they have given a lot to and they want them to win. What would you say to encourage them?
Okay, I'm encouraging people like me.
Yes. Or do you want to encourage people like me? It's whatever you want to do.
Well, I would just tell them to... What would I tell them? What would I tell me? I would tell someone like me that I think it's all about trust. It was for me anyway. Just like, because I don't think I trusted the voice I had because I learned not to. And I just want people to trust themselves and trust what God placed in them. And if you believe what God said about you, if you believe what God gave you, then that's where your strength is.
So if they don't believe, then they're just messed up, huh?
It all starts with belief. It really does.
So wait, you got to answer that. If they don't believe. I'm putting you in a tough spot. You found your voice. You got to use it. I'm just messing with you. I'll leave it at that. Any other advice? And we're going to take a small turn before we finish. For people finding, so you've got your voice, you're working out friendships, you're saying who's bad and badder. So, like, how do you start to find something that you're passionate about? If you never had a voice, you may not even believe what you're good at. So where do you start? You got your voice, you're getting the right people together in your life. What's the next thing?
That's a very true statement, not believing what you're good at. I feel like we all have a small something that just burns in us a little bit, you know? And if you give air to that thing that burns a little bit, feed it some and let it grow, I think it'll manifest and reveal itself as that thing that God placed in you for you to do.
I'm not gonna lie, that makes me feel a little scary. Something inside me is gonna burn, and then it's gonna grow and become a fire.
Yes.
I'm not excited about that. That kind of sounds like scary. What would be a literal way for the people that are like me out there that's saying, hey, you're talking to the passionate and inspirational people. I'm like, dude,
it's burning passion.
I'm like, that sounds scary, and it
crusades.
Okay. Yeah.
Some
I
practical,
literal, like, hey,
applications.
Yeah. What's the next? Yeah, something physical or mental. Like tomorrow, or right after hearing.
I think to find a passion, I don't know.
Oh my gosh! I thought you said your passion was to help.
That's mine. But like, how am I going to tell you yours? You know.
I'm saying your passion is to help people find their passion. So here's your one time to here right now to say, what would they do to find it? You don't have to tell them what it is. It's just, what's the next step?
Look for it. That's the next step.
Look where? Look for it. So if you're in your house and you're looking, what are you looking through? You're looking through. I'm gonna help you out here. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just throwing some things out. Are you gonna look at your past? Are you gonna look for interests? Are you gonna look where you work? Are you going to look at your friends? Where do you look? Are you gonna read some books? Are you gonna journal? Are you gonna go watch Netflix and maybe chill? I don't know. So where do you look?
I think your passion is a you thing. So it would have to be something that came from you, something that you were interested in, something that, you know, you enjoy, something that, you know, you pursue without even realizing you pursue it, you know, something like that. Right.
So you're looking for a pattern. So you're kind of just learning yourself. Okay. That's helpful. That I can do.
Fire burning.
I'm like, dude, because 7 days in a row, sometimes there's no, no. I'm just up and doing it because I'm supposed to. And I'm doing a good job at it because I want the result. That's literally it. It's like if you went to 7-Eleven, like there's no passion there.
In this $5 footlong, no passion.
I'm there to collect the check. Dude, I need my money.
You
got my
put
money?
Those pickles on my sandwich with pride. You do it with your heart.
You want your pizza puff warmed up again? Oh my gosh. Any last words
I'm
before
just
we
grateful
go?
to be here with you. I appreciate this conversation. I feel like we covered a lot. And I love you.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm not going to say I love you too. Wait, I just said it. I love you too, girl. No, I'm just kidding. I love you so much. And it's so great to have you here. I will catch you on the next episode.
Okay.
All right, that's another episode in the books. Hello? Hello? I said it's over. Why are you still listening? Like, seriously, the episode is over. If you're still listening right now, you know what? You're probably a chronic procrastinator. Guess what? I'm still listening too. Come on, for real, seriously. We gotta go do something productive. No, like, for real. No, for real. Okay, you can keep listening.